Hey there, hope you're doing well. Gonna do a quick quiz review here. If you didn't do too well on your quiz, or if you did okay on your quiz, um, please pay close attention to this video because, well, it will help you. Feel free to skip the problems that you missed, but you might want to see the ones that you got right. Anyways, alright, so here we go. We're going to solve these equations. Alright, so the very first thing you want to do is distribute, if you can, on almost every one of these questions. So you have 2 times c and 2 times 6, and that's how you get 12. You have 9c plus 2. Alright, second step then is to move all the variables from one side to the other. So if I want to stay positive, I'm going to try to subtract 2c. Okay, if you wanted to go negative, you would subtract 9c, but I like to be positive here. All right, even though you do have a negative 12 left, okay, but you do end up with a nice positive 7c plus 2. All right, so after that, it is just a two-step. Make sure you don't lose your negative sign here. All right, and I hope you can do the rest of that problem there. All right, make sure your answer, I'll give you a hint, it should be a negative number, so make sure you type your negative number in. Okay, whatever it might be. It's not -4, I don't think. But yeah, you can finish it up from here, just a two-step. All right, this next one here. Once again, you want to distribute first. Be careful when you're distributing. You're taking a -4 times a -1, okay? Don't lose the sign when you're distributing. So we would have -4 x plus 4 plus 6x equals 34. All right, on this one, there are not variables on both sides of the equation, so you do not want to try to like add 4x to 6x, okay, because they're on the same side of the equation. All right, remember you want to distribute first, combine like terms next, then move your variables from one side to the other. But we'll put combine LTs for like terms. All right, now in the last problem, you didn't have like terms on the same side. Look back here, okay? The like terms were on opposite sides, so you had to undo and move. You cannot like add through the equal sign. In this particular one, they are on the same side, so you could just combine these two how they are. -4x plus 6x is the same thing as 6 minus 4, which is 2x plus 4 equals 34. All right, and then it's a two-step, which I hope you guys can do. So let's move on to the next one here. All right, this one, once again, is kind of like a mixture of the first two problems, except for there's no distributing. So you do want to combine like terms first. All right, and so you're looking here and you see what are the like terms. -3.5 minus 4. Okay, the signs are both the same on these two. So when the signs are the same, you add the numbers and you keep the sign the same. So it'd be 4 plus 3 is 7. You have that other 0.5 there, so it's a -7.5 y equals 4y plus 6. All right, that's our first step. We were combining like terms. Okay, remember combine like terms? Now we're on moving our variables from one side to the other. All right, so you have a decision. Do I want to move the 4y or do I want to move the -7.5y? And you probably know what I'm going to say. I'm going to move the one that will make sure I stay positive here. All right, or become positive. So I'm going to undo minus with adding. So I'm adding 7.5y to both sides. All right. We'll have 75 left on the left side. Here we have 4y plus 7.5y. So 4 plus 7 is 11. So we have 11.5y plus 6. All right. And then I suggest you guys use a calculator for this for the rest of the problem. But it's just a two-step again. All right, let's check out problem number 4 here. Okay, this one, you got some fractions to deal with, so it might be a little bit hard. But it's actually, there's a little trick to it I could show you guys, but I'll wait till the end to show you. But let me do it the hard way and distribute here first, okay? So you'd have 1/3 y, and then 1/3 times 7, okay? So you do 1 times 7, which is 7, and put the 3 on the bottom. So 1/3 y plus 7/3 equals 3y minus, distribute here, minus 3. All right, next thing we want to do is move our variables from one side to the other. Okay, so I notice I don't have a common denominator here, so I might want to go ahead and make 3 into 9/3. Okay, 3/1 equals 9/3. Multiply the top and bottom by 3. Okay, so we have that. Alright, a little tricky to write here with the mouse here. Alright, so don't forget your equal sign. Alright, so now we need to move the variable terms all to the same side. So let's stay positive once again. It's always good to stay positive. Alright, so 1/3 y, we need to get rid of it, so we're going to subtract 1/3. Subtract 1/3 on this side. Alright, and also at this same time, okay, if you want to, you can move your the number terms to the other side, okay? So, or you could write it out as a separate line if you want, okay? But, yeah, so let's go ahead and write it out as a separate line just so you guys can follow here. All right, 9/3 y minus 1/3 y is 8/3 y minus 3. All right, so now we need to add 3. But remember, 3 is the same thing as 9/3. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add 9/3 to both sides, and that will cancel that out. Okay, so I have 9/3 here. All right, so that gives me 16/3 equals 8/3 y. And then from here, I just need to multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal is 3/8. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3/8. And then you got to reduce it. And then you have your answer. Okay? So hopefully you can do the rest of that there. Reduce the diagonals and simplify things here. Now let me show you a little trick on this one. If you don't like fractions too much, here, let me show you a cool trick. So since both sides have multiplication on them, okay, and you're going to have to distribute in on both sides, what you could do is could cancel out this fraction here, okay? So you could actually multiply both sides by the same number, and then this fraction would cancel out. And you just have y plus 7 left here. But on the other side, you'd actually have 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, so you can actually rewrite the equation like this, and it becomes a lot easier to solve because you've gotten rid of the fractions. And so, anyhow, that's a little trick. You can use that if you want. All right. Okay, this one you had to pick which one showed distributing correctly. So my suggestion for this one for you guys is write out what you're multiplying. Okay, -4 times 3/2. Okay, so if you want to, put -4/1 times 3/2 x. And then on this term, be careful. All right, you have -4 times -1/2. So here you have a negative times a negative. So, you might want to just think about that as a positive right away, okay? Or if you want, you could put, -4 times a -1/2, which becomes a positive. All right, so I don't even know if I'd bother writing that out. I just put a plus sign because I see I have a negative times a minus sign, which is also a negative. All right, so make sure you multiply that correctly. So that would actually become 4 times 1/2. Okay, so those two negatives would cancel out. All right, and then you didn't even have to solve this one. You just had to pick which one was the correct solution. All right, and let's go over the bonus here. And if you get the bonus right, that will help your grade even more. I'll give you a second chance at doing this one, at least to set it up for you guys. Okay, James buys a shirt and a pair of socks on sale for 25% off. The price of the shirt before the sale was $24. He spent a total of $24. What was the original price of the socks? Okay, so when you're doing this problem, you want to first state the variable that you're looking for. What are we looking for? Look at the question. What was the original price of the socks? Okay, so S is the original price, okay, O price for original price of, not the shirt, the socks, okay. It tells you right here that the shirt was $24 before the sale. All right, second question that you want to think about. So we know that S is the socks price here. Don't know why I didn't type that out, but are we totaling or are we comparing two equal things in this problem? And in the end, the answer to that is you are totaling, because it says he spent a total of $24. All right, so because we know we're totaling to be 24, guess what? That's the one side of the equation. Now we just need to figure out the other side of the equation. All right, and the other side of the equation is the prices. Okay, so you have to think about, how do I get $24? Well, you have shirts and socks and you have a discount on them. So we're looking, let's just start with the original prices. Okay, so the socks, we don't know. The shirt was $24. Now we're going to do a discount. So if we're discounting, okay, we're going to be subtracting, okay, they're 25% off. Now both of them are 25% off. So you could write that two different ways. You could write it as, well, let's write 25% as a decimal because it's probably easier. I was going to say you could write it as a fraction, 1/4, but you guys probably want to think of it as a decimal. So we'll make 25% into a decimal. So it's 25%, and what gets discounted? Well, both. The price of the socks, which is S, and the price of the shirt, which is 24. Okay, so there you have it. You can just distribute this, negative 0.25, and then solve it. Now, some of you guys might have thought of this way to write it, okay? So you're subtracting 25% off the shirt, and you're subtracting 25% off of the $24, okay? So that's what it would look like after you distribute it there, all right? And then you got to combine like terms and solve it. And since this is bonus, well, I'm not going to solve it. You guys got to solve it, okay? But hopefully that gets you at least most of the way on these problems. And so go ahead and retry your test. And I hope you do better. I think you can. Just keep trying. We only have another week and a half of school, so hang in there. That's it. God bless. Take care now. Bye-bye.